You like it? You don't like it? You got a weird feeling?
As soon as I opened it, it was like,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Now you can see the iPads look to our left here. And if you were to tap the wall, these are hollow, all right? This is where more columbarium are going to be placed. And actually, the new catacombs are filling up pretty quick. We've had about 15 interments since the beginning of the year. Now, and these are the Spanish vaults.
You can feel it right
These
here.
are the oldest vaults remaining in the
EMF is going
Catacombs.
off. Oh,
And,
Jesus.
These, actually, when I have people from Spain, I try to I bring them into the catacombs before the rest of the group, because a lot of times they don't speak English. And I figured it's a shame you came all this way from Spain. I should at least give you a head start, okay? And the names indicate they come from the north of Spain, which is Basque Country. So let me know if you get any readings in Spanish.
It might be one of those words I don't understand. A lot of EMF, no words
Anything in
yet.
Spanish yet?
No.
Well, they probably hit it off. Now, as soon as you walked into the catacombs, you could feel the difference. Right, the catacombs are now climate controlled, all right, which means the temperature and the humidity remains constant throughout the year. All right, and we actually have bank air pumped in here, the same air that you'd breathe in a hospital. All right, these are the Delmonico's. All right, and the Delmonico's opened up the first fancy restaurant in New York. They were from the Italian part of Switzerland. They emigrated here and they opened up a small restaurant. Only their restaurant had something different. A menu. Okay, prior to that, you walked into any restaurant and you ate what was in the pot or on the spit. You didn't have a choice. But now, you could go into Delmonico's and you had a bill of fare. You could order something a la carte. All right, and New Yorkers loved it, and they flocked to go into this place. And the Delmonico's made tons of money. And the first thing they did was they went back to Europe and they came back with chefs from all over Europe. From England and France and Spain and Italy and Portugal and Belgium and Russia and Poland. And they brought these chefs back here to cook the dishes that they couldn't get. Maybe that's where the expression home cooking was coming from. Furthermore, they encourage these chefs from Europe to invent their own dishes, all right, and we're going to be definitely with the European base, but with the distinctly American flair. So, does Mr. Lynch have anything to say?
No.
Said it was known.
No, that was before. It hasn't said anything down here, but EMF is spiking. Like
What?
the EMF
Yeah.
is going crazy down here.
Oh, sure, it would. There's Mr. Fattori, once a Marine, always a Marine. I've got a soft spot in my heart for him. As soon as I started working here. That's why I said that guy was, when he came in, he said, yeah, once a Marine, always a Marine. Let's see if you pick up anything by Mr. Fattori. All right, now, actually,
Get my ball out.
why don't you all come over here? And this is the vault of Thomas Eckert. Now, Thomas Eckert was one of Lincoln's bodyguards, and he was not working the night that Lincoln was assassinated. Now, that was one of his jobs, but his main job was he was his chief telegrapher. All those messages during the American War between the states were going through the fingers of Thomas Eckert. Right. At the end of the American War between the states, he becomes the chief operating officer of the Western Union Telegraph Company. That's like being the president of Google, X, Instagram, Facebook, all rolled into one. Because that's the only form of electronic communication back then. Right. So he's a very wealthy man. And he used some of that wealth to purchase this section here of the catacombs. And he outfitted it with Gustavino tile. All right, the Gustavino tile right here is, what's that stuff?
So it'll go off here in a second,
It'll
but
go
if
off?
anything touches it, EMF detector touches it, it'll go
Anything
off.
touches it, it goes off. It will start lighting
It'll start
up and
lighting up.
flashing like that.
So now it's set.
That one's off?
It's off right now.
What does that mean?
If a spirit touches it,
it'll light up.
it will light up.
Oh,
So we'll sit here and wait.
okay. All right. Well, we'll see. All right. So, where was it? Okay. So he's a very wealthy man, and he bought this whole section of the catacombs. He outfitted it with Gustavino tile. It's the same tile that you'll see in Grand Central Terminal and Grand Central, I'm sorry, Ellis Island. He even had these beautiful bronze doors brought down here so that they could be easily opened and closed. And an altar was built in here so that a priest would not be inconvenienced while saying Mass. And he even had Thomas Edison run an electric light down here, electric line. And if you look in the mirror on the floor, you'll see replicas of the Thomas Edison light bulbs.
Okay.
Those are the replicas. All right, the originals aren't here. Now, it was his intention that he would be interred here for eternity with his wife and his immediate relatives, and his descendants would be able to come down and pay their respects. Now, sadly, it didn't work out that way. Okay, now he's interred here with his wife's parents, and some of his, one of his wife's siblings. What's the matter? What are you?
He's stuck with his in-laws.
Yeah, because this is wife number 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, and therein lies the tale. Right, the descendants of, they figured if our mother and grandmother isn't going to be entombed here, then we don't want to be entombed here either.
Yeah.
So, that's the story behind that. And so nobody came down to visit at all. And it was really sad.
Yeah.
And the neighborhood changed, and people were disinterred, and nobody came down to the catacombs at all, basically from like 1977 to, unless they were doing a disinterment. And around 2008, when they started the restoration, they turned the power on into the catacombs, into the vault here. A workman walked in, flicked the switch, and those original Thomas Edison light bulbs lit right up. Now, those are not the originals. The originals were very carefully removed, and they are now in a vault in the church offices. They're museum pieces. They're worth a fortune. All right. Now, this is where I had my genealogic hit. I had a small group of about 12 people, and 3 of them were from Dresden, Germany, a couple and their son. And the dad was right about here, and he's taking a picture of the altar. And you can see the family name where it says on the altar. See it? It says Eckert.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits right up and he goes, "That's my name, Eckert." All right. And he was saying to his wife, Gänsehaut, meaning goosebumps. He's actually showing me his driver's license to prove that. I said, "No, go and take a picture," right? And he goes, "I can't believe this." So now this is where the story goes into 2 parts, because at that point I knew that the Eckert family is still in New York, but they really don't want to have anything to do with this because it represents a very sad part of the family's history, right? And what I've subsequently learned on another tour, I was telling people the story. There was about 15 people, and 2 of them were from the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And they had they were in the neighborhood. They said, "Hey, this is interesting. I never knew this was here. Let's take the tour." So I'm telling them the story, and the guy goes to me, "Wait a minute." He says, "I know the Eckert family you're talking about." He said, "They're on the Upper West Side for generations. They're very active in community affairs, like charities and things of that nature, and they're very well to do, which is New York code for they're loaded, right? And what I told the gentleman at the time was, look, do the research, find out if you're related. If you are related, approach the Eckert family. And if it's okay with them, you got a place to stay, because all of this is paid for.
Oh,
This was all
wow.
paid for in advance. Right? That's the way it was done back then.
Whoa.
Okay? All right.
My balls haven't gone off.
Nothing?
Nothing. That's crazy. Hey, maybe they're at peace.
You're at peace here.
They moved on.
There's still some here. You can feel them, but
Actually,
A lot of stuff happened on that side.
yeah.
Everybody. You want to hear something crazy? I heard two voices there more than one time, right there by that TV. So the doors were closed, nobody was here. So wait a second. So I said, because I'm not thinking about ghosts, so I'm not crazy. So I heard the voice the first time, and I said, I wasn't thinking about anything. So as soon as I sit here, I'm on my phone, I'm like,
Did you hear that?
did I hear it? So then what happened was I said impossible, it wasn't upstairs, impossible. So then I heard it again, like it was 2 or 3, but this time I was like, I heard it. It was like two guys having a conversation, like old Italian, not, I don't know what year, but they were Italians, but, and then I told him, he goes, what? He goes, holy crap, I thought I was going crazy, yeah.
They've heard it. Yeah.
You heard it too. He saw something. He said he saw a flash of light. I didn't tell him that I saw it because you don't talk about it. You're not supposed to. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you can go on the internet. I'll show you. This is one of the most haunted places. I'll show you.
It said purified wow puncture.
Purify wild puncture.
That was the last 3 words.
That's the only thing you got down here.
There's a bunch of soldiers that died on that side.
Down there it said paint. It said river, please, known. And then everything else was upstairs.
So here goes. 12 most haunted places. It comes up. This place is number 1 in New York. But the guy they talk about, the spirit, a lot of people saw him. Bishop Dubois, everybody's seen him.
Yeah.
One guy saw him 6 times.
Wow.
So
Is that the guy that's buried under the steps?
that's probably why.
He's a rebel.
It's like maybe it's
Yeah.
disrespectful to him to be stepped over.
I don't know. Yeah.
I had another thing that happened in there. I was, but I know I saw what I saw. I was by the Heart, with the Heart. He was a war hero, so he died very old. He buried people for 50 years. I'm turning the lights on, and there was a hole in there, like a big hole where they got the sheetrock over. So I look outside the hole, thought I heard something, and when I look, I saw a person looking at the extension cords, which I thought was the outlets, like bent over. So when I looked over, I wanted to know who it was, but I didn't hear these doors open or this door open. Everything was locked. So I said they must have came in and I didn't hear it's loud. The doors open, it's like really loud. You know? So I didn't think anything of it. I look over, I see somebody bent over. So I wanted to look just to say, hey. And then when I turned, something like went into the wall. Like with bent over like this, something just. So if I'm looking from this direction, the thing was looking down exactly where the outlet's at. So I said, might be a problem with the outlet.
Yeah.
What's weird is when I walked over there later, there was a problem with the outlet. But he was looking down at the outlet, it looked like. But then when it turned around, I saw this. I was looking this way. Remember the angle? I was looking from that angle. It turns around like this. So I guess I had a cane. And then it just walks in like an old man. But floats. So then I said, nah. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even say nah. I had no big reaction. It was nothing shocking or anything. I just was calm and cool. So I thought I had a hallucination with, you know, so as I'm fixing, I got a cold feeling inside. And then as I'm fixing, I get scared.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, so I felt a little bit of fear. So not fear of that, but fear of like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Not fear of it, but like something creepy just happened.
Yeah. That won't normal. Like you always know I'm gonna talk about my feelings, and I felt it in there. I felt stronger places, but just the fact to hear people talk about that.
I was having a panic attack still, like I'm still heavy hearted, pretty heavy. My heart still skipping a beat. I felt like I was, I don't know, like I felt weak in the knees. I felt attacked.
I was having fun. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.